afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, April 15th, and you know what that means because I've been doing it for a while now. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. You know you can check out those socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, let's get into the news. There will be some changes ahead for the WWE on the production side of things. You've seen the new camera cuts, the style in which they're producing things. They're moving away from the term sports entertainment. We'll see how that works. You just can't move away from that after you've been branding yourself as that for like 30 years. The AR stuff that you see on the screen when matches start, that will be scaled back, and they will be moving to the smaller stadium setup to fill the arenas more, which I don't necessarily agree with. You should save those for bigger shows on the weekends that you have to do, for your big shows. But we'll see how that goes. TKO, well, they are acquiring the rest of Vince McMahon's shares to the tune of $293 million. But Vince still holds about a little over 8 million shares, which represents about 4.7 ownership of TKO. Downfall. Seth Rollins will be taking a hiatus. He'll be away for about a month. Just heal up, rest up, and it's cool. He lost WrestleMania. He doesn't need to be here. We need to focus on our new world champion. The date for the draft has been announced. It will be going down Friday, April 26th on SmackDown, and finishing on Monday, April 29th on Monday Night Raw. The brawling footage was shown. Who wanted to show it? It was none other than Tony Khan. He wanted to get it out there and show something. The Bucks were in favor of doing it, but didn't have an issue with it at all. Neither did FTR. Speaking of the brawl in footage, Jack Perry's scapegoat t-shirts and whatnot sold out. I'll tell you one thing the footage has done, has made it's made Jack Perry into a figure to understand why things are happening right now. A All Japan Pro Wrestling icon and former WrestleMania contender, Aki Bono, has passed away at the age of 54. Remember, he faced the Big Show at WrestleMania 21. He is a AJWPW Triple Crown champion twice over, and has won many championships around the world. I think he even won. No, he faced Brock Lesnar for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. AEW has announced the remaining dates and arenas for their pay-per-views for the rest of the year. So we have Dynasty taking place April 21st in St. Louis, Double or Nothing May 26th at MGM Grand in Vegas, Forbidden Door June 30th at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York, All In London taking place at Wembley Stadium, All Out taking place September 1st at the Now Arena, Hoffman Estates. I don't know why they keep going to Chicago. Leave Chicago, please. Wrestle Dream once again taking place in Washington State, October 12th. Full Gear taking place November 23rd in Newark, New Jersey. I think I'm gonna try to go to that one. And World's End taking place December 28th in Orlando, Florida. So looks like they run, this is 8, I believe this is 8 here. They run 9 pay-per-views throughout the year. And this is also not including, their TV specials like Battle of the Belts, Fighter Fest, Winners Come, and so on and so forth. This is good. I like it. Drew Gulak has been pulled from multiple WWE appearances after the Ronda Rousey allegations came out about her, and him, and he touched her pants or something. We'll see what happens with the leader of the No Quarter Catch crew. There has been multiple departures on the WWE side of things when it comes to the front office. Senior Vice President Trent Wilfinger has left the WWE. Dan Ventrell, the head of talent relations, he has left, and they've also parted ways with Sid Scala, who was the assistant general manager. He played the NXT UK brand's assistant general manager. He's been contributing as a performer and as a coach and producer. And WWE's longest running employee, Sue Aitchison, was also released. She goes all the way back to 1986. Listen, times are changing. Julia has bid farewell to Stardom after wrestling her final match. As you know, she was shown at NXT Stand and Deliver. She will be joining NXT. She really doesn't need to be in NXT because, she's Julia, but I digress. The reason for Stone Cold Steve Austin's absence at WrestleMania 40 is simple. They did not want to pay the man. Listen, I was there, and after the Rock Bottom Cena, and there was a quiet calm around the arena, we were expecting the glass to break. We were expecting Stone Cold to show up. It's WrestleMania 40. It's the Avengers storyline, whatever you want to call it. Pay the man. Jon Moxley has won big because at Windy City Riot, he defeated Tetsuya Naito to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Now he's bringing that drawing on over to AEW. Also, AEW star is not on TV right now because of visa issues, and that would be one Riho. I always expect Riho to be here, have some matches, and then leave. It just happens, but this is what happens when you live in another country. Eric Young was signed to an NDA after he was granted his release from the WWE. Remember, he got hired like 2-3 years ago and just never appeared on TV. He was just sitting home collecting a paycheck. So he had to sign an NDA to get his release. On the injury side of things, Piper Niven is dealing with a broken hand outside of the COVID stuff, but she's got a broken bone in her hand. Wesley is healing up very, very well. We should see him hopefully by the end of the year. Anthony Henry, who is injured and was released, will be returning after his injury heals up. We got about 4 weeks for that. Looks like Julia Hart sustained an injury during the Rampage tapings. We'll keep her close to this and see what happens with her. Miro is also out with an injury, if you're wondering where he has been. But he still gives a shout out to Tony Khan. He's dealing with a shoulder injury right now. And lastly, Mommy might be hurt. Rhea Ripley is hurt to the point that she might have to relinquish the championship. So we will see what goes down with that. But that is the news, and we shall be right back. All right, let's get into the week in review, starting off, of course, with Monday Night Raw. This was the WrestleMania Fallout show, and it was definitely better than last year's show. This show alone gets a fist just for being better than last year's So we start off with Triple H comes out, brings out Cody Rhodes to do his victory lap. Cody says some stuff, and then The Rock comes out in his first hours commercial free, and these dudes took up the first 45 minutes. This is long and awkward, but The Rock interrupted Cody. Essentially handed him something. They swapped belts for a minute, and Rock tells Cody not to break his heart again, that when he comes back, he's coming for Cody, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's for the championship, doesn't matter. He's coming for Cody. Ilya Dragunov defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. I want more for Shinsuke. The Judgment Day celebrates their title wins, and then Truth just pops in because he still thinks he's a part of the Judgment Day, and they're not having it anymore. Miz comes out, tells him that's not happening. They have a tag team match, and John Cena joins them and wins the match, helps them win the match. So Miz, Truth, and Cena defeated the Judgment Day. Rhea tells Dom to talk to Pierce about Andrade's portrayal, and then Liv just attacked Rhea. It wasn't pretty. As Rhea's walking, Liv just threw a chair at her and then just started beating up on her, and Liv is well within her right to do that because Rhea took Liv out. Roxanne Perez defeated Indy Hartwell. Candice LeRae is not pleased. Sami Zayn celebrates and is interrupted by Imperium. Gable makes the save, and then Sami and Gable defeated Imperium. Sami will defend the IC title against Chad Gable. Jade Cargo and defeated Chelsea Green after Chelsea begged for the spotlight. And she got it. And in the main event, Drew vows to kill Punk on sight. So what of course happens is a fatal 4-way match to determine Damian Priest's #1 contender. It's between Drew, Ricochet, Bronson Reed, and Jey Uso. And as Drew's about to win the match, Punk appears from under the ring and grabs Drew, causing him to lose. Yeah, it's I hope Drew murders Punk. Over on Dynamite, the Dynasty build is nearly finished. The show gets a fist. Swerve attacked Joe not before Joe, as Joe was coming out and put him through a table. Adam Copeland retained the TNT Championship against Penta. Brody King attacked and Willow Nightingale made the saves. Backstage with Jericho, Hook, and Shibata, Jericho tells them to follow his lead. Adam Copeland checks to make sure Kingston and Mark have his back, and they're like, yeah, we got you, Big Cope. Willow and Copeland will team up to face Julia Hart and Brody King. On Dynamite, we had the brawling footage being showed, and the Bucks showed it, used it as a reasoning of why they lost to FTR at and it's good for storyline purposes. FTR comes in response like, listen, we know you guys are great and you helped build this company, so on and so forth, but you're forgetting what the show is all about, and they vow to beat the Bucks. I hope we can move past all of this. Will Ospreay had an interview on stage, and essentially it was him saying he's going to beat Danielson, but him also taking a shot at Triple H for Triple H saying something incredibly stupid over WrestleMania weekend. It was just good for Ospreay to rebut. Listen, they're butthurt. You lost Okada, Jay White, Will Ospreay, and Mercedes Moné to your rival. It's that simple. Shane Taylor Promotions defeated the team of Jericho, Hook, and Shibata, and Hook is pissed. Okada won a squash match, and he accepts Pac's challenge. Pac then shows up, and the Bucks attack him as he heads to the ring. FTR make the save, but Okada clears everything out with a chair. The Bang Bang Gang celebrated, enduring Darby Allin and attacking the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. We had a champagne toast with Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, but before they even could really get off the ground, Tony attacked Thunder Rosa, wiped the face paint off of her. Deonna Purrazzo tried making a save, and Thunder Rosa pushed her away. And the commentators pointed this out as maybe Thunder Rosa didn't know who it was because of the champagne in her face, but that happens. It's okay. And Mariah May defeated Anna Jay with a roll up, and then Anna Jay was pissed, so she locked in the Queen Slayer after the match, and Mina Shirakawa returned and made the save for Mariah. So I like that we're getting the Stardom people on the show. See what happens when Rossi is gone. Mercedes Moné had a backstage interview, and she said, look, she's going to face Willow, she's going to face whoever, and then somebody turned off the lights and attacked her. So I don't think Mercedes is clear just yet to wrestle. That's why she's not wrestling until Double or Nothing. In the main event, Samoa Joe defeated Dustin Rhodes. Swerve shows up to attack Joe one more time in the locker room, breaks them apart. Over on Impact, we had a solid show. Josh Alexander and Alexander Hammerstone brawl to start the show, and Tommy Dreamer finally gets them to stop fighting. And he tells Hammerstone, listen, you've got everything. You've got all the tools that Alexander has. He just did it, with hard work and climbing to the top. And Hammerstone's like, all right, you right. They shake hands, and then Hammerstone puts him in the torture rack, and Alexander comes out to make the save. Crazy Steve retained the Digital Media Championship by DQ against Laredo Kid, but this is far from over between these two. The Motor City Machine Guns and Kushida all hug it out. First Class, Top Dollar, and AJ Francis defeated ABC. Joe Hendry parodies Francis with the Freshmen of Bel Air theme. Ash by Elegance wants Steph's title shot because Steph DeLander replaced her in the match, and Santino was like, nah, you should have been in the match. Jordan Grace and Steph DeLander's contract signed to end with Steph putting Jordan Grace through the table. Jonathan Gresham Part 2, and he talks about his 3 masks that he has. One that he shows the world, one that he shows the family, and one that he can't show everybody. It ends with the octopus mask being shown. Moose defeated Trent Seven, and Santino sets up a couple tag team title matches. Jake Something defeated James Drake. Ali protested Jake Something, saying like, yo, you can't be X Division champion. You're too big. Jake attacks and then the vets finish him off. Finishes Jake Something off. PCO defeated Khan in a Monsters Ball match. Over on SmackDown, we had Mania Fallout. This show gets a fist. Cody opens the show and does another victory lap. It's whatever. The Bloodline lose their locker room. Paul Heyman says there must be consequences for losing, and that's one of them. LA Knight defeated Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar to advance in a number of contenders match. The Bloodline's in the ring, right? And Heyman's saying, listen, you know, we lost, we accept defeat, yada, yada, yada. And Solo's like, consequences. And he approaches Jimmy. Jimmy's like, whoa, we doing this? We doing this? Okay. Solo's like, nah, you're my brother and I love you. So, Tama Tonga shows up and attacks. And they murder Jimmy. They Pillmanize him. And Paul Heyman goes to call Roman and Solo takes the phone and stomps on it. So yeah, and then they go, they're in the back and they're checking on Jimmy, and it's not good. And Tama says this is by order of the tribal chief. And I'm like, and Heyman's confused. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Ready for this? Remember, Roman never asked for Solo. The Elders sent in Solo. I think we're going to end up getting Bloodline Hollywood versus Bloodline Wolfpack. That's what we're calling it right now. And it's going to be on one side, Roman with the Usos, because we're going to end up turning Jimmy face, versus Solo, Tama Tonga, and The Rock. I'm calling it right now. A-Town Down, I got ahead of myself. Braun Breaker squashes Cameron Grimes. Bayley celebrates her victory, and Tiffany Stratton wants next. Bayley offers the next shot to Naomi, but Naomi's like, I can't accept this until I defeat Tiffany Stratton. So what happens? Naomi defeated Tiffany Stratton in a number of contenders match. A-Town Down Under celebrate their title win. Logan Paul celebrates his title retention, and Jade and Bianca defeated Piper and Chelsea. And in the main event, AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio to advance to face LA Knight. Over on Rampage, Orange Cassidy defeated Alex Reynolds. Chuck stops Trent from advancing. Azamine and Anna Jay will deal with Tony and Mariah. I love these storylines are going together. Julia Hart retained against Layla Hirsch. This looks like the match where Julia Hart got injured in. The Don Callis tells his family that they don't even need to beat the BCC. They just need to hurt them on Collision. Zack Knight defeated Angelo Parker. Kyle O'Reilly challenges Rocky Romero to a match, and Jay White in the main event defeated Matt Sydal. Again, you can really skip Rampage until they make it worth watching. Over on Collision, this was a so show, and we'll get into it. So the BCC says, listen, y'all see what we do. Moxley just won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. We're bringing this home, and we're not scared of the Don Callis family. They're not. The House of Black defeated Darius Martin, Action Andretti, and Matt Sydal. Tony Storm's Hype Star match with Azami. Chris Jericho once tasked to broker a meeting between him and Hook. Shibata defeated Lee Moriarty, because that's what Shane Taylor promotions do. They just lose matches. Shane Taylor attacked after the match, and Hook made the save. The main reunion is absolutely great. Athena, Billy Starks, and Lexi Nair. Roderick Strong doesn't like that Wardlow gets credit for their success. Sorry, drew a blank real quick. Dan Garcia defeated Angelico. Pac thanks Okada for accepting his challenge. Tony Storm defeated Azami. Mark Briscoe isn't afraid of the House of Black. Thunder Rosa interview. And it was great. It's passion showing, I never lost the title. I'm coming back. I'm getting what's mine. And that, she doesn't need Deanna's help anymore, since Deanna wanted to act salty, whatever, for Thunder Rosa getting a pin in the match. Deanna rebuts and says, okay, I understand, Thunder Rosa, I was there for you, but we're going to move past that, and she's going to do it with Mariah. May the BCC in the main event defeated the Don Callis family. Takeshita attacked after the match. So yeah, they're hurting the BCC. Over on Battle of the Belts, inconsequential because nothing ever happens on Battle of the Belts. Hook retained against Shane Taylor. Roderick Strong wins an elimination match against Rocky Romero, and Kyle O'Reilly comes out to help them celebrate, and then the Undisputed Kingdom attacks Rocky Romero and Kyle O'Reilly. So now we're going to get Roddy versus Kyle at Dynasty for the International Championship. Serena Deeb wants Yuka Sakazaki, and Athena retains the Women's Ring of Honor Women's Championship against Red Velvet. Queen Aminata made the saved. Listen, Queen Aminata might be the one to take the championship off of Athena. As for our matches of the week from Raw, Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre versus Bronson Reed versus Ricochet. From NXT, Roxanne Perez versus Natalya for the NXT Women's Championship. This match was never not going to be good. From Impact, PCO versus Khan and the Monsters Ball match. From New Japan, Windy City Riot, Stephanie I can't never say her name right. Vaquer versus Azamine for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. And from also Windy City Riot, Tetsuya Naito versus John Moxley for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And our star of the week, I'm giving it to Mox. Gotta give it to Mox. But that is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out this week's shows. We got the first part 1 of our worst NXT call-ups list. We got Flashback Friday. We got our Dynasty preview this Saturday. And, of course, we got What Just Happened for Dynasty. Don't forget to check out the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. And, of course, the 215 on Twitter. That's our show. I will see you when I see you. Peace.